I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If I don't see you again before then, now on with the episode. You know, anger is a strange thing. It can make you seem crazy and make you do things so out of character that people that know you wouldn't believe that it was you. Some people get so mad in the moment that they just snap and seemingly almost black out. But it takes a special kind of crazy to drive over 700 miles, hanging on to your rage the entire time, to deliver that beef to a family member. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stranger Than Fiction podcast. I'm your host, Rashad Freeman. Let's get to it. Before we start, I do want to warn you that this episode does contain some video that viewers may find disturbing, so proceed with caution. Now, the incident in question takes place on April 27, 2023, but our story starts earlier in Long Beach, California, at the home of a man named Jeffrey or Jeff Roberts. He was a 66-year-old motocross enthusiast that worked the pit crew for Honda down in Mexico. He had no kids and was never married. Jeff did, however, have a mother named Jean Roberts that he cared for. She was suffering from dementia and some form of Alzheimer's. And this fact is at the crux of this entire story. You see, Jeff had a brother named Scott. He also had an uncle. We'll just call him Uncle Roberts. Now, for several years, Jeff had been solely responsible for his mother's care. He took care of her finances and handled all of her affairs. But apparently, there was some in the family that thought Jeff was taking advantage of Jean. So Uncle Roberts, Jean's brother, started helping Jean to take back some control of her life. She moved out of California where Jeff had been taking care of her, and this pissed Jeff off. At some point, Jeff got the impression that Uncle Roberts was working with his brother Scott to take back control of Jean's estate and cut him completely out of it. Jeff was not going to stand for that. After all, in his mind, he'd done the most for his mother and he never got anything from it. So day by day, this anger festered in Jeff and he got more and more angry. So angry, in fact, that he wrote a 27-page paper detailing all of it. Then on April 27th, Jeff loaded up his van. He had a 9mm handgun, several magazines of ammunition, a shotgun, over 150 shotgun shells, and then he left his home in California and drove more than 700 miles to North Ogden, Utah, to his brother Scott's house. He showed up on his brother's doorstep on April 27th around 7 p.m., rung the doorbell, and you can see the rest because it was all captured on the Ring doorbell camera.
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing?
Come to the case. We came by to see Mom.
She's not here?
Where's she at?
In Missouri.
What's she doing there?
Well, she's living with Lorinda's mom, who's taking care of her.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how long's she been there?
About a year.
Really?
Jeff killed his own brother Robert and shot Robert's wife. He then goes back to his van that's parked outside. He's all amped up, he's huffing and puffing, and he grabs his shotgun, a bag of ammunition, and road flares. He takes all of this back inside and he sets the road flares off inside of the house, setting the whole place on fire. After that, he's seen on camera apparently talking on the phone. He's making arrangements for his things, and he's just walking around. He's carrying this bag of ammunition and this shotgun. You can hear the smoke detectors in the house going off in the background, and he's making plans to empty out his bank account and get things out of his house. It sounds all very last minute.
Give it to Julie. gang gets my turtles, you get everything else. What else do I got here? Oh, go to my garage and get your shit out of my garage ASAP. Scan next door, get the turtles. Empty my bank account as quick as you can.
Now, during the initial shooting, neighbors heard the gunshots and they called 911. And in the audio recording, you can hear the caller sounding confused because from inside his window, he can see Jeff just casually walking around. He's walking to his van, then back to the house. And the caller starts to think, man, maybe he didn't even hear gunshots. After all, why would everything seem so casual after a shooting?
It was next door and it sounded like gunshots, but I'm not sure about that. But
no, it's okay. What?
there was,
Sorry, what
but I don't know.
direction from you?
It was just, it would be west of me, the next house to me, I think.
How many did you hear?
Several. But
Did you hear anything before or after?
no. And there was a guy that walked out of the house, but I couldn't tell. Like I said, it was pretty loud, but
You
it
know where
sounded
that male, was it a male or?
like a male in a brown van.
So all this time, Jeff is going in and out of the house, talking on the phone, but eventually people with guns show up. Now, by the time police arrive, the house has turned into an inferno, but that doesn't stop Jeff. As the police approach the house, he immediately opens fire and a pretty good gunfight ensues, which is also captured on body cam as well as some parts of the Ring video camera.
I'm gonna pull out his phone.
Jeff takes a few bullets for his efforts, and once he's down, the police start to approach the house, which is starting to spew smoke like a chimney.
There's a fire inside the house. I don't think we can go inside with this smoke.
Cover me. Who's covering? Who's covering?
I got you. We got you.
Now, like I said, Scott's wife, Jody, did get shot, but she manages to escape while Jeff is still in the house trying to kill his brother. So she survives. She's in the hospital for a while, but she does make a recovery. And after all of this occurs, police find Jeff's 27-page report, which lays out his motive pretty well. But everyone in Jeff's community is still shocked. His friends will say how he's a nice guy and how out of character it was. But apparently this rage had just been building in Jeff for years and ended in this massive tragedy. And that is where we'll end this today. So if you enjoy true strange stories with unbelievable plots, make sure to subscribe to the channel and come back next week where we'll be talking about the Utoya Island Nightmare.